Yeah, good evening to all the learners and the academic counselor, Ms. Pavana Kumari. I welcome you all for this today's class. I think this is the second session, MMPC 002. I hope you all enjoying these counseling sessions. But whereas we are not receiving much good response, where 2-3 students only attending the session. If it continues, we will not conduct the sessions further. Maybe this up to the 30th of this October 2024 will be the last sessions. We are not going to conduct if the student attendance is very poor, because of it is a waste of the time for the academic counselor. At the same time, the university also. You all have to show the interest. You all should feel happy to attend the academic counseling sessions and learn something. That is a very important one. And these videos, the recorded videos, we are uploading in our RC Vishakhapatnam YouTube channel. You can watch it later also. Whatever the sessions we have conducted so far, all the videos have been uploaded in our RC Vishakhapatnam YouTube channel. For that, you have to subscribe the YouTube channel, then you will get all the videos. Up to the yesterday session, we have uploaded all the videos. I wish you all the best. Madam Ms. Pawan Kumari, please take the session. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Good evening, one and all who present here over this platform. My name is Pawan Kumari, and I am an academic counselor, and I have 16 years of experience. I am a research scholar in JNTU UK. This is a brief introduction of my profile. And yesterday we discussed about what is the HRM and what are the evaluation of HRM, what is the difference between HRM and personal management, all these things. And in today's section, we will discuss about what is the human resource planning, manpower planning, and what is performance appraisal, what is the recruitment, training, selection. All these topics we will cover in this section. First, let me share the video, share the screen first. I hope screen is visible to everyone. So yesterday we discussed about all these things, human resource management, and what is the difference between personal management and objectives of HRM. You can go through the channel, YouTube channel, for getting more information about these topics. Today we will discuss about human resource planning. So, just a minute. Just give me a second. Okay. So, human resource planning. So, what is human resource planning and what is the objectives? What is the purpose of this particular human resource planning? As we already discussed, human resource is the very crucial element of the business, because in business you have many ideas and you have many strategies or plannings you can done in paperwork, but when it comes to implementation or execution, you need human resource. So that is the importance of human resource in any business. Okay, so for planning this particular human resource. That means what is the present skills, or how many employees are working in your organization, and for future purpose how much skills you need, or how many members you need for future goals and strategies. So for doing all these things you need a strategy, that is nothing but a human resource planning. So the definition itself says human resource planning is the process by which manager ensures that they have the right number, right kind of capable people at the right place and at the right time. So you need right people at the right time and right place. So for doing all these things you need planning. So how many people are there and how many people you required for the future requirements, and what is the objectives and benefits and needs of the human resource planning, why we have to do this particular thing. So assessing manpower needs for the future and making plans for recruitment and selection. Okay sir, for future plans, because business is always a dynamic nature, so you need to prepare thoroughly. So that's why you have to make some plans. So in human resource also you have to make some strategies for future requirements. So for future, what is how much manpower you need. So if you know that particular thing, if you know that particular number, then you can recruit and select that particular persons for the future requirements. So assessing manpower needs for the future and making plans for recruitment and selection is the first benefit or objective of human resource planning. And second one is assessing skill requirement in the future of the organization. So for future of the organization you have to set some goals. For achieving that particular goals you need some skilled people or talented people, right? So what are the skills required for achieving the future needs of that particular organization? So if you want to assess that particular thing you have to do the human resource planning. And determining training and development needs of the organization. Why you have to do the training and development in the organization means you have to know the gap between what is the skills existed in that particular person and what are the skills needed to accomplish that particular task. So for that particular thing also you have to do this particular human resource planning. That means human resource planning only not only tells the number of people required, they also exactly tells what is the skills required to accomplish that particular tasks or accomplish that particular goals. That's why training means you have to give some training to that particular person to acquire the new knowledge, to acquire the skills. So this particular human resource planning will tell you where this particular training and development is needed in the organization, in which employee or in which role you have to give the training program so that that particular person can accomplish the tasks of the organization. And next one, anticipating surplus and shortage of staff and avoiding unnecessary detention or dismissal. So because in present we have some shortage of this particular skills or we have a surplus, you have to know all these things so that you can maintain that particular balance in the future needs of the organization. Suppose if you have a shortage, so and you are dismissing some of the people, or you are laying off the some of the people, and you require that particular people in the future, again you have to do the recruitment and selection process, and it is very cost burdening for the organization. So that's why you have to know in present situation what is the status of your human resource. So you have to know whether it is a shortage or surplus. For knowing that thing also you have to do the human resource planning. And controlling the wastage and salary costs, because when you recruit the person you have to give some package to that particular person, monetary benefits, so wages and salaries. So controlling these particular wages and salaries means you have to know whether that particular organization has the surplus or shortage. Suppose if you have a surplus number of people in the organization, then you can control that particular situation according to that means you can make some steps to reduce the cost or salaries giving to that particular person. That means you can take the layoffs, all these things. Okay, so that's why controlling wages and salary cost also, for this also you have to know whether you have a surplus of the individuals or surplus of human resource in your organization. and ensuring optimum usage of human resource in the organization. So if you know what are the individuals and what are the skills they possess, then only you use that particular persons for the organization purpose. That's why for knowing the skills of that particular person and what are the qualification they have, that particular person, and what are the experiences they have, then you can use that particular person at the right place and the right time. So for that also you have to do the human resource planning, and helping the organization to cope up with the technical development and modernization. Suppose if you need a technical advancement or technical development in your organization, that means you are adopting a new technology in your procedures or in your organization, you need some skilled people, you need some expertized people in your organization. So for doing all these things, human resource planning will help you which type of expertise needed for that particular new technology which you are going to adopt in your organization. And ensuring career planning of every employee of the organization and making succession plans. That means for any employee in the organization, they need some career planning, because they want to grow in that particular organization first, for retaining in that organization for a long period. That means when you recruit that particular person, you have to make some career plans so that that particular person can be retained in your organization for a long period. For doing this particular thing also, you have to know the qualifications and expertise of that particular person, so that you can make the career planning for to that particular employee or to that particular human resource of that particular organization. And ensuring higher labor productivity. So for achieving the higher labor productivity also, you need a human resource planning. And these are some of the objectives and benefits of human resource planning. And next, what is the process of human resource planning in the organization? How we can make the planning? And first step in human resource planning is analyzing the environment. So you have to analyze the environment. So in last class we discussed about human organization environment and human resource. So in that we discussed about two types of environments. One is external environment and second one is internal environment. In analyzing environment also, we have some external factors and internal factors. So in external factors, we discuss about the factors like government policies, level of economic development, business environment, level of technology, and international factors. That means the government policies, because these particular government policies influence the that means they will influence the organization through the regulations and acts, amendments in that particular acts. That means we have different types of acts: factories acts, compensation act, okay, and companies act, these type of facts. So if this particular government policy has to amend some of the acts which are related to this particular organization, automatically they will influence the human resource planning. Because if that particular compensation plan or company plan directly influence the human resource need of that particular organization, then you have to make some changes in your human resource practices. So that's why government policy also influence the human resource planning. And next one, level of economic development. So level of economic development, how this particular, that means when you have a recession, automatically that will influence your organization. Not only your organization, the entire industry will be influenced by that particular recession, right? So level of economic development also influence the human resource in your organization. Immediately you have to do the necessary steps to reduce that particular activities, right? And next one, business environment. So how your business environment lies, okay, in which type of environment you are in, what is the competitors, okay, what are the technologies, what are the market demands, what is the supply rate, everything influence the human resource planning. And level of technology, as we already discussed, suppose if you want to implement a new technology, you need expertised persons in your organization. So the level of technology also influences human resource planning. And international factors, So international factors means when your business is influence, that means you are expanding your business in international level, automatically the factors which are influencing in that particular countries, the laws or regulations or the supply of the human resource in that particular country or the compensation package in that particular country, everything influence your human resource planning. So these are the external factors which will influence the human resource planning in the first step, analyzing the environment. And internal factors means your company policies and strategies, and human resource policies, human resource job analysis, and time horizons. So company policies and strategies, for running any business or any company, you need to prepare some strategies and policies. This will guide you how to handle that particular business for a long run. So these particular policies and strategies directly influence the human resource department also, because human resource department is also part of your business. So these particular policies or strategies which has to be implemented in your company, this will influence the human resource policies and practices. And human resource policies, that means these particular policies mainly designed by the human resources, that means your selection process or your recruitment policies or performance appraisal methods, which type of method you are choosing for the for evaluating the performance in your organization. So this type of policies also influence the human resource planning. Okay. And human resource job analysis, why we are doing job analysis in your organization? Because you have to know which type of roles, which type of responsibilities you have to give to the particular level. Okay, we have different types of levels. So in which level, which type of role you have to assign, what are the responsibilities you have to assign to that particular job, or what are the tasks you have to assign to that particular role, and what are the qualifications, what are the skills has to be possessed by that particular individual who has to attain that particular role. So you have to analyze all these things. So this directly influence the human resource planning. Job analysis directly influence the human resource planning. And next, time horizons. So time horizon means on which basis you are doing this particular human resource. That means full-time workers or temporary workers. So which type of workers you are planning for your future goals of your organization. So these all influence the environment and human resource planning also. So this is the first step, analyzing the environment. Once you analyze the environment, the second step is predict labor demand. So you have to predict the labor demand. So what is the demand for your, for the organization needs? Okay, so for predicting this particular labor demand, we have two types, quality and quantity. So in quality, we have two types of methods for predicting the demand, Delphi method and nominal group. So this will mainly focus on qualitative methods. That means which type of skills they have to possess, what are the knowledge they have to have to complete that particular tasks given to that particular role. So these particular things, qualitative nature of that particular employees and the qualitative nature of that particular required people is measured through these particular methods, Delphi method and nominal group. And quantitative means number, numerical, you can measure that particular thing. Quality you can't measure, but quantity you can measure. So this type of thing, quantitative measures can predict the labor demand in the marketplace. So how this particular thing can be done means trend analysis. So this trend analysis is the process where you can measure the quantity of labor you needed for your future goals to accomplish the organization goals. So trend analysis, how you can measure this particular number. Quantity means suppose in trend analysis we have some formulas. So what is the formula means? You have to measure the selling price of your product minus the cost of that particular that means material. Okay, so whatever material you are using to produce that particular cost, particular product, so you have to measure the cost of that particular materials. Okay, that means selling price of the product, maybe selling price of the product is 50 rupees, and the cost of materials maybe 20 rupees or 25 rupees. Then you have to that means deduct this particular two numbers, that means selling price minus cost of the material. You will get the one quantitative number, and that quantitative number must be used for proportionating with the number of people who are working in your organization. So suppose you get one number, so suppose 50 minus 25, that means 25. So you have a number of employees in your organization, means suppose 500, so 25 minus 500, so you are proportionating that particular thing. So through that you can know the quantity, that means you can know the proportion of cost and proportion of the employees. So the what is the future need and how much cost you can incur for recruiting the people in the organization. So you can know this particular thing through this trending analysis. So through this you can know the labor demand. Once you analyze the labor demand, then you have to assess the labor supply. So what is the supply we have in the marketplace or we have in the organization itself? So labor supply can be determined through two methods. One is internal and the second one is external. So internally, how many people are there in the organization? What is their qualifications? What is the profile of that particular persons? HRIS means human resource information system. This particular human resource information system will give you the detailed information about the individuals who are recruited in your organization, who are presently working in your organization. Maybe you can promote that particular person where you need a skilled persons. Okay, so through that you can get the supply for your demand. So internally you can recruit the persons. Okay, so that is one of the supply method, supply that means measuring the supply. And second one is external means labor market. So in the market, through which channel, which source you can get that particular required expertized persons. Okay, through consultancies, or through the colleges, through the universities, or how through which channel you can get, what is the supply source, how many people you can get from the external environment. So you have to measure all these things. So assessing the labor supply, once you assess the demand, that means you predict the demand and assess the labor supply, then you will see the gap between demand and supply. That gap must be filled. So for filling that particular gap, we will implement the plans, human resource plans. So you have to adjust the plan, that means you have to how many number of people you needed for the future requirements. You have to implement the plan, whether you want to go for recruitment. So for going for recruitment, whether you want to go for external recruitment or whether you want to go for internal recruitment, that means you want to go for promotions or transfers, all these things. So which type of method you will implement? Okay, once you implement that particular plan, then you, the last step is monitor and adjust. So you have to monitor that particular plan, because sometimes we can plan effectively, but when implementing that particular plan, maybe we can get some errors or we can get some drawbacks. Okay, that can be seen only when we execute that particular plan. That's why monitoring that particular plan when executing is very important. Once you monitor, if necessary you need some adjustments, you can adjust according to the requirements. So this is the whole human resource planning process. So analyzing the environment, predicting the labor demand, and assessing the labor supply, bridge the gaps, and implementing the plan. Last one is monitor and adjust. And that is all about human resource planning. And next topic in our section is job analysis. So what is job analysis? Actually we already discussed job analysis means analyzing the jobs, analyzing the roles in your organization. So why we are doing all these things? So first we will discuss about the definition of job analysis. It is the process of collecting the information about the job. So if you have a particular job, you have to collect the information about that particular job. That means which type of knowledge that particular uh, person has to possess, what are the skills, what is the expertise, and what are the experience that particular person possess for doing that particular or recruiting in that particular role. So it is the process of collecting information about a job, that is the knowledge, skills, and the experience needed to carry out a job effectively. That is one of the definition for job analysis. And another definition is job analysis is the process of studying, collecting information relating to the operations and responsibilities of a specific job. So you have to collect the information which is related to operational and responsibilities of a particular job, which type of operations, which type of roles they have to play in that particular job, and what are the responsibilities they have to take in that particular specific job. That type of collection, that type of information you have to collect and you have to study in the job analysis. The immediate product of this analysis is job description and job specification. So how you will do job analysis means through two factors. One is job description and job specification. We will discuss about these particular topics, job description and job specification, later. First we will discuss about job analysis. Okay, and this definition is given by Edwin B. Flippo. And what are the aspects of job analysis? So that means what are the components, what are the aspects in the job analysis? First one, duties and tasks, the information on his performance of specific tasks and duties. So in that particular job, what are the duties, what are the tasks they have to accomplish, that type of information you have to collect. And environment, so in which type of environment they have to work, they have to work in a specific role. That is environment. Environment has a significant impact on physical requirement to be able to perform a job. So for performing a job, you have to collect the physical requirements and of the environment. In some situations you have to continuously stand in that particular position, stand, you have to be you have to continuously stand to carry out that particular task. So in that environment you have, that means in that environment you need to be complete that particular task in a standing position. So that means physical requirement. So what is the physical requirement required by that particular person who is recruited in that particular role? So the physical fitness of that particular person is also important for doing the activities in that particular environment. So that's why you have to analyze the environment also. And sometimes maybe for an no, that means executive level, you have to take some stress. Okay, you have to make some decisions, you have to be mentally stressed, whether that particular person is capable for that particular thing or not. For analyzing that, you have to do the environmental analysis, in which type of environment that particular role has to be accomplished. Okay, and next one, tools and equipments. What type of tools are required for that particular job, or what type of equipments needed to be carried out to accomplish the tasks in that particular role. So these items are mentioned in a job analysis which are required to perform particular tasks and duties. And relationships, okay, which type of relationships you have to maintain in that particular role. Superiors, okay, supervision given or received, which whether you have to give the supervision or you have to receive the supervision. Or your relationship with the internal and external people. Suppose if you are in a sales position, you have to communicate with the external people, so you have to communicate with the clients, right? So they are the external people, you have to maintain the relationship with the external people. For marketing and sales department, they have to be maintain their external relationships, right? So which type of relationships you have to maintain for in that particular job. And requirements, So what are the requirements, what is the knowledge, what are the skills, what are the abilities? KSP, knowledge, skills, ability required to perform that particular job. Okay, so that is also very very needed. And when you are doing job analysis, you have to include these all type of components: duties and tasks, environment, tools and equipment required, and relationships and requirements. And what is the purpose of job analysis? Okay, the purpose of job analysis, mainly why we are doing job analysis, means organization and manpower planning. Okay, suppose if you want to do a manpower planning, before manpower planning you have to do the job analysis. Because what are the roles, what are the responsibilities, what is the accountability for that particular job, you have to do all these things, then only you can make the perfect manpower planning. Without job analysis you can't make the effective manpower planning. That's why job analysis is the basis for manpower planning in any organization. And another one is recruitment and selection. For recruitment and selection also, first you have to do the job analysis. Because without knowing which type of jobs you needed for the organization, or for your organization structure, whatever structure you adopted in your organization, what are the rules you are that means adopting for that particular organization structure, first you analyze all these things. So how you will analyze the role and roles which has to be adopted? So through the job analysis. So that's why for recruitment and selection also the basis is the job analysis. And wage and salary administration, so how much package you have to offer to that particular person or to that particular role. Okay, so without knowing what is the experience needed, what are the qualifications needed, what is the skills needed, you can't find, you can't figure out the package level to that particular role. So that's why job analysis is also mandatory for fixing the wage and salaries to the particular roles. And next one, employees training and management development. So for training also you need some that means you need to know what are the responsibilities has to be done by that particular role, or what are the duties that particular role has to be done. Okay, so that's why job analysis is basis for training also. Once you know which type of duties has to be done by that particular role, then you know that particular person whom you placed in that particular role has to be performed. Okay, so once that particular performance is over, then only you will that means you will evaluate the performance, and if required you will schedule the training. So for doing all these things, first you have to know the responsibilities and tasks or accountabilities for that particular job. So that is done by the job analysis. For employees training and management development also, you need some job analysis information. And next one, performance appraisal. As I already told you, if you want to evaluate the performance, first you have to know what are the duties, okay, what are the skills required for that particular job. So that is done through the job analysis. And next one, health and safety. For safety norms, for healthy environment situations also, you have to know the environment of that particular working environment. So through the job analysis only you can know which type of working environment you have to create, and what are the safety norms has to be taken in that particular position. Okay, so these all information has to be given through the job analysis only. Okay, and next one, helps the job designing. So if you want to design a new position in your organization, so you have to know existing positions. So what are the existing positions in your organization where you can locate this particular new job or new position? Okay, for that particular new position, which type of skills you have to that particular person has to be required. So what are the responsibilities you can assign to that particular new positions? Okay, so for job designing also you need some fundamental information. That information can be comes from the job analysis. So for job analysis, okay, job analysis is the basis for all these particular activities: human resource activities, manpower planning, recruitment and selection, wage and salaries, employee training and management development, performance appraisal, health and safety, and job design. So this is the purpose of job analysis. And next one, job analysis methods. So how we can do the job analysis in our organization, because we know the importance of job analysis now. So how you can implement that particular job analysis in your organization. So these are the four methods. From these particular four methods, we can do the job analysis. One is direct observation method. So direct observation method will give you some information through the observing. Okay, when you observe that particular person, when that particular person is working in your organization, you can identify some of the key roles uh, uh, which are doing in that particular roles. Okay, so through the observation also you can identify the key responsibilities of that particular role. Okay, so that is direct observation method. And critical incident techniques. So critical incident technique will give you the information, means when this particular that means for some roles some critical incidents will happen. That means how we can express, for some roles you need some critical jobs has to be taken, or critical tasks has to be taken, these tasks. Okay, so this critical incident technique will explain you which type of critical task has to be taken in that particular role. So that type of method. So in this particular method you mainly discuss about critical responsibilities, critical tasks has to be done in that particular role. Okay, so that is called critical incident techniques. And interview method. Interview method means you will interview the employees who are in that particular organization, and you will, that means you will face to face, that means you will interview that particular person face to face, and you will ask some of the persons what is the work experience of that particular person, what are the works, that means what are the tasks they are doing. Okay, whether they are satisfied or not, whether which type of responsibilities they want to take in the future. Okay, what are the skills required for doing that particular job. Okay, you can interview that particular person directly. Through that information also you can analyze the job, because they are currently working on that particular role, they have more information about that particular role. Okay, so how to do that particular tasks, or which type of responsibilities they have to take. Okay, so when you interview that particular person you will get more information about that particular job. Okay, and next one, questionnaire method. That means you are framing some questions which are related to that particular task, or we related to that particular job, and you will ask the person to answer that particular questions. Through that particular method only you will get some information about that particular job, or through that that means about that particular task. Okay, so these are the methods: direct observation, critical incident technique, interview method, and questionnaire. These are the four methods through which you can analyze the job. Okay, and now we discuss about what is the job description, because in definition itself in job analysis we discussed about job description and job specification. Now we discuss about what is a job description. So job description mainly focuses on which type of responsibilities, which type of roles, or which type of duties that particular job has to be undertaken. Okay, so the job description which sets out the purpose, scope, duties, and responsibilities of the job. And job specification. So this particular specification will tell you which type of skills or knowledge or experience has to be possessed by that particular individual. So that is called job specification. So it is the statement of skills, knowledge, and other personal attitudes required to carry out that particular job. So these are the job description and job specification. When you are doing job analysis you have to do job description and job specification. So in job description you are mainly focusing on responsibilities and tasks and duties which has to be carried out by that particular job. And job specification, for carrying out these particular duties or responsibilities, which type of expertise they need, which type of skills they need, which type of qualifications they need, whether professional qualification, so whether certified courses are required. Okay, so which type of qualification or which type of knowledge they need, so these all will be described in job specification. And what is job design? So job design is a process of organizing tasks, responsibilities and duties for the employees to optimize the performance and create the values. So job design will tell you the responsibilities, the tasks and duties, how to do that particular things in a optimized way. Okay, so that particular design will be given. Okay, and job rotation means you are that means you are moving the person from one department to other department in the organization. That is called job rotation. So job rotation is the practice where employees are moved between different roles or departments within the organization, usually on the temporary basis. Job rotation is done on temporary basis, not in permanent basis. Why we are doing job rotation means, because you have to make the employees in your organization a multitasker. So but for doing this particular person's multitasker, you have to rotate that particular person from one role to another role, so that they can be more responsible towards your organization. Okay, so for making the employees multitasker, we can do this particular technique, job rotation. And next one, job enlargement. So job enlargement means, for any job we have some responsibilities. If you add some more responsibilities to that particular job, that is called job enlargement. Okay, so enlargement in your human resource strategy, that involves giving employee additional responsibilities at the same skill level as their present current job. In that particular current job, you are adding some more responsibilities. Okay, and what is the job enrichment? So, job enrichment involves creating meaningful roles through feedback, encouragement, communication, and autonomy. And managers who focus on the job enrichment focuses on creating the job with meaning. Okay, so job enrichment will give self satisfaction to that particular person. So you will get the some feedbacks and you will encourage that particular person. Suppose if that particular person is not motivated, demotivated, okay, you can motivate that particular person, you can encourage that particular person, you can communicate with that particular person. Okay, so that means you are creating a purpose to that particular person for doing that particular job. Okay, so that is called job enrichment. For how we can do this particular job enrichment means through the feedback and encouragement and communication and autonomy. So the next topic is recruitment. So what is the recruitment? Okay, so recruitment means you have to stimulate the, or you have to encourage the new potential candidates to apply for your organization or a particular job in your organization. That is called recruitment. That means you are encouraging the potential candidate to apply for a particular job. So that is the definition. So just see the definition once, look at that particular definition. Recruitment is the process of identifying the prospective employees. So prospective employees means the interested or the potential employees, stimulating and encouraging them to apply for a particular job or jobs in your organization. So this whole process is called recruitment. Recruitment only stimulate or encourage them to apply for your job. Okay, so selection is different. Selection is entirely different. Selection is not combined with the recruitment. That means it is not the part of recruitment. After recruitment, you will select that particular persons. Okay, whoever applied in that particular job, you will select one of them for you for that particular job. But recruitment is only meant for encouraging the potential candidates to apply for that particular job. That process is called recruitment. So what are the factors affecting the recruitment? mainly for encouraging or stimulating the employee potential candidates to apply for that particular job. What are the factors which are mainly becoming hurdles, okay, mainly affecting this particular recruitment process? Okay, first one, geographical factors or employment conditions. Suppose your organization is very far from the city, or there is no transportation facility, automatically the people never show interest to that particular organization, right? So the geographical factors and employment condition. Suppose you are not giving a better working conditions in your organization, and you are defamed for your working environment in your organization, then that means the new candidates or potential candidates never apply for for your organization, or never apply for a particular job in your organization. So demographic factors and employment conditions also hurdle for recruitment process. And second one is effect of past recruitment success, or otherwise another criteria. Okay, that means that particular person already applied for that particular job in your organization, and they are not succeeded in that particular time, so they will get a negative impact or negative influence with that particular situation, and some of them never try again. Okay, so that will be hurdle for this particular recruitment process. Sometimes organization itself will place some, that means frame some policy, that means the persons who can apply, how many times they can apply for that particular job in their organization, maybe 3 times, or maybe 2 times, or maybe 5 times. They will specify the specific number of times the one can apply for that particular job. Maybe that can be hurdle for that particular recruitment process sometimes. And next one is policy of the organization, like promotions from within also indirectly motivate the applicants. So these applicants are the persons who are applying for your organization. They will thoroughly check the promotional activities in your organization, because career development is very crucial for any person who is applying for your organization. In your organization, if they see a better career, or if they see a better career development in your organization and better promotional structure, automatically they will be positively influenced with that particular factor, and they immediately apply to that particular job. But when this perceive that this particular organization doesn't have a proper promotional strategies, automatically they will get a negative feedback, negative impact, and they never try to apply for that particular job in your organization. Okay, that means policies of the organization. Okay, and next one, compensation and benefits package offered by the organization to influence the number of applicants. Because for any job, there is a expectations by the individuals. Suppose if that particular expectation is not reached by the package which is offered by the organization, automatically they never apply for that particular job again. So the compensations and benefits given to that particular role or to that particular job also influence the recruitment process. And what are the methods of recruitment? Okay, so we have three types of methods: direct method, indirect method, and third party method. So in direct method, we will go to the schools and colleges, or the employees who are in your organization, they contact the public. Okay, they contact the public, and they will give information about the vacancy in your organization. Okay, that is also direct method. And managed exhibits. So managed exhibits means the persons who are working in your organization, they will go to the seminars or conferences or the gatherings, and they will inform about the vacancies in your organization. That is called managed exhibits. And waiting list. So waiting list means the persons who already given resume or biodata in your organization, and they are in the waiting list. when they will get the call for that particular job. So that type of information also a direct method for recruitment. So these are the four methods are the direct methods. So schools and colleges, employees contact with the public, managed exhibits and waiting list. And second one is indirect method. So in indirect method we mainly discuss about the other techniques, how we can give the information about the vacancies in our organization. That means advertisements in newspapers, radios, professional journals, technical journals or brochures. Okay, these are some of the methods through which you can inform the public or you can inform the potential candidates about the vacancies in your organization. Because technical journals means suppose that particular post is related with the expertized qualification, you can give an advertisement in technical journals. Suppose engineers, okay, doctors or all people who need a special that means that type of role need a specific professional skills. Okay, so you can give that particular information in a technical journals. And third party methods, in third party methods we are not directly approaching or we are not indirectly approaching. Third party will take the responsibility to inform the public or inform the potential candidates about the information, vacancy information in your organization. That is called third party method. So private employee agencies, so private employee agencies means these particular consultancies, recruitment consultancies. These recruitment consultancies will get the information from the companies and they will give the information to the public. Okay, and state or public employment agencies. So already in olden days we have employment exchanges, right? In employment exchanges the people who are unemployed are registered in that particular agencies. Okay, and they will get the call when that particular qualification matches with some of the jobs. Okay, so that type of state or public employment agencies. And executive search agencies, these mainly focus on executive level of vacancies. That means managerial position vacancies. Okay, so top level management vacancies. So executive level of vacancies are filled through this particular method, executive search agencies. And next one is indoctrinal seminars for college professors. That means suppose sometimes the college professors itself get the information from the seminars and they will convey the information to their other students. Okay, so this particular college professor is the third party who is giving information about the vacancy of your organization. So this is also one of the method. That's why some of the organizations are attending the seminars and making the contacts with the expertise. Okay, and next one is trade unions. Sometimes your trade unions also search the potential candidates. And next one, professional societies. So professional societies, we have different types of society. That means the group of people, collection of professionals will make a communities. Okay, in that these particular organizations or companies will register themselves. Okay, so these particular professional societies will search the potential candidates for their members. Okay, the members are the organizations. And temporary help agencies. So these temporary help agencies mainly focus on the low level management people. That means low level operational level jobs. Okay, so if you want that type of people, skilled people, then you can go through these particular agencies. And next one is casual labor source. So casual labor source means these type of people are directly approached to your company. Okay, that means maybe plumbers, electricians. Okay, this type of people directly approach the working place. Okay, directly approach the employers. Okay, they are called casual labor sources. And deputation. So deputation means you are the other organization will send the required people to your organization. That is called deputation. Sometimes the other organizations plays third party role to send some of the skilled people to your organizations. Okay, so these are the third party methods through which we can do this particular recruitment process. And next one is selection process. So as I already told you, there is a slight difference between recruitment and selection. Recruitment only emphasizes on applying the potential candidates for that particular post. But once they apply, the next level is the recruitment process. That means preliminary tests, okay, so screening tests, all this comes under selection process. So in selection process, if you see this particular steps, first one is preliminary interview. So this particular preliminary interview is not a formal interview, it is a basic interview. They just ask about your name, your qualification, okay, what is your age, okay, when you passed that particular degree. This type of preliminary interview, they just want to know about you, basic details. They will discuss about the basic details, and once that is over, then they will take the application. They will receive the application from that particular persons. That is the second step, receiving the applications. Once you receive the applications, then you have to screen the applications, because the application, sometimes every application is not the potential one, right? So when you screen that particular applications, then only you can filter the potential candidates from the entire applications. So screening is the third step. And once you screen the applications and get the potential candidates, and then you have to go for employment test. Okay, in employment test we have different types of tests. First one is achievement or intelligence test. This mainly focuses on intelligence. That means the professionality of that particular person. Okay, suppose if you are a typist, if you are a shorthand, that means shorthand or computer. Okay, suppose if in today's era, suppose if you are going for data analyst or some other techniques, so the coding test. Okay, so this type of tests mainly they are focusing on your professionality, your intelligence test. That is called achievement or intelligence test. In achievement or intelligence test, we have two types. One is test for measuring the job knowledge. Test for measuring the job knowledge means here you are not directly asking that particular person to exhibit his skills. You are just asking that particular person what are the qualifications, what are the knowledge they have for this particular post. Okay, so what are the professional certificates they have. Okay, so that is you are measuring the job knowledge through the certificates. Okay, and second one, work sample test. So here in work sample test, you are that means you ask that particular person to exhibit his skills. Okay, so directly you are giving, that means directly you are placing that particular person in the working environment, and you are asking that particular person to code something, or to handle that particular equipment, whether that particular person is properly handling that equipment or not. You can test that particular thing directly. So that is called work sample test. Okay, so work sample test will give a employer a chance to know how this particular person is demonstrating his skills in the workplace. Okay, and second type is aptitude or potential ability test. So aptitude test will tell you the mental ability, your inter IQ. Okay, so your reasoning capabilities. So that type of test is called aptitude or potential ability test. In that thing we have mental test, okay, mechanical aptitude test, and psychometric or skill tests. So mental aptitude test means your reasoning and quantitative aptitudes. Okay, English language skills, all this will be tested in this particular mental test. And mechanical aptitude test means this is professional test. That means in which profession you are applying for that particular job, they will test for, they will test on that particular subject, on that particular field. That is mechanical aptitude test. And psychometric or skill test, in this particular psychometric or skill test, they will mainly that means they will mainly test your abilities. Okay, as I already told you, in some roles you have to stand, you have to stand for a long period. So what are your what is your physical fitness? Okay, your neuromotions, your personality fitness. Okay, so they will test all these things, psychomotor or skill test. Okay, and that is, these are the aptitude or potential ability tests. And next one is personality test. Okay, in personality test they mainly focus on personality of that particular person. Okay, objectives test, objective means the behavior of that particular person, whether that particular person is in stress. Okay, suppose for some roles you have to wait for a client for a long period, or you have to you don't have work for a long period. Okay, so how this particular person will handle that particular situations, whether you are stressed or whether you are how you are behaving in that particular situation. So that is objective test. And projective test means they will give some images or stimulations. In that particular stimulation, how you are behaving, how you are reacting. Okay, they will test your patience or your emotions. Okay, so that is projective technique. And situation technique, in situation technique they will place that particular person in a particular situation, and they ask you, if you are in that particular situation, how you will behave. Okay, how you will take the responsibility in that particular situation. It is nothing but a role playing. Okay, so in a particular situation, how that particular person will handle that particular situation, that is called situation test. Okay, and last one is interest test. So interest test mainly they focus on interests of that particular individual, because interest will tell you how, what is the characteristic of that particular person. Okay, so behavior is also very important, characteristic, honesty. Okay, honesty, morality, ethics. So these are also very very important for a loyal employee in your organization. So your interest, okay, your interest reveal this particular type of traits. So these are different types of tests. Once they do this particular employment test, okay, they will filter again, they will reject some of that particular applications, or they will forward that particular thing to the interview level. Okay, once they will conduct the interview, that is the final interview. In interview also we have two rounds, one is professional interview and second one is HR interview. Okay, in professional interview they mainly ask the questions about your subject, your field. Okay, so what is they will test what is the knowledge level or what is the skill level of that particular person in that particular field. And HR round, in HR round they will basically see, that means they will basically keenly interest about individuals biodata, references, their qualifications. Okay, so they mainly focus on individuals personal details. Okay, so these type of two rounds will be conducted in interviews. And next one is reference checking, because any organization without reference checking, they never select the particular person. Because they want to know the history of that particular employee. Okay, the history of that particular applicant, not employee, he is the applicant. So once they know the history, then only they can decide whether that particular person can be placed in that particular organization or not. So for knowing the history, they will use the references. So that's why they ask you in biodata, you have to mention the references, or at least they ask you in HR round, in interview HR round, they ask you the references also. Okay, so who are your references? And they will in background they will check your biodata, or they will check your information whether that information is correct or not. If you have any negative feedbacks in your previous organizations or in your previous jobs, they will check all these things through the references. And once this reference check is over and they are satisfied, then they will go for medical examination. Okay, so they will do the whole medical, that means total body examination. Okay, whether that particular person is fit or not, because sometimes we need a fit person for doing that particular job. Okay, so that's why they will do the medical examination. And finally, final selection. Once this particular person is already passed this particular medical examination, then finally you can select that particular person. So this is the selection process. Okay, in types of interviews, because here we discussed about interviews, right? So here also we mentioned some types of interviews. As I already told you, basically we have two types of interviews, one is HR round and one is professional. But here they mentioned that means formats. These are not types of interviews, these are formats, different types of formats for interviewing that particular persons. Okay, so informal interview means they are not planned for that particular interview, they don't have any plans, they don't have any question, that means they don't have planned any questions, proper questions to ask that particular person. Informally they will ask some questions. Okay, what is the name, what is your qualification? That means that environment is also not formal. Okay, that type of format, that type of interview format is called informal interviews. And second one is formal interviews. In formal interviews you have a structured questionnaire, you already prepared, you have a plan how to interview that particular person, where to interview that particular person. Okay, what is the environment, in which type of environment you want to conduct the interview, everything is properly designed. That type of interviews are called formal interviews. And next one, planned interview. Planned interview is also part of the formal interview, because in formal interview you already structured the questionnaire, right? So in planned interview also we already planned that particular interview. Okay, on which time, on which date you want to schedule that particular interview. Okay, who are the members to interview that particular person. Okay, so what type of questions they have to pose to that particular applicant. So everything is planned. Okay, that is called planned interview. And patterned interview, so here in patterned interview you mainly focus on the individuals who are interviewing that particular person. Okay, so whether you want to that means place that particular group of people to interview that particular person, or is two people. Okay, or a panel. Okay, what is the panel? Okay, that is called patterned interview. And non-direct interview, non-directive interview means interview, that means you don't pose any questions to the interviewee or the applicant. Okay, you are just asking that particular person to express himself, you are giving him a free hand. That means openly he can express whatever he want to express. That type, that means you are not directing that particular person to answer something. Okay, you are asking that particular person to describe himself or describe something. Okay, so freely he can talk anything. That type of format, interview format, is called non-directive interviews. And depth interviews, so in depth interviews you are in depth asking the questions. Okay, so that means professionally, professionally how much that particular person is capable. Okay. So deeply you are asking the questions, thoroughly you are asking the questions, so that that particular person is fit for that particular job or not. So that is called depth interviews. So the depth of the questions is very high. So the rate of in that means professionality in that particular questions is also very high. And stress interviews, so stress interviews means you are mainly observing the stress levels of that particular persons. Okay, so here, because in some situations this particular job need, that means the person who is placing in that particular job has to take the stress, right? So for observing the stress levels of that particular person in the interview is also very very important, so that how that particular person is behaving under the stress. Okay, in that particular situation, how he is handling the situations, which type of decisions he is taking, whether that particular decisions are accurate or not, what is the accurate level of that particular decisions. Okay, so in stress, how he is behaving totally, what is the personality of that particular individual in the stress. Okay, you are interviewing in that particular format. And group interview means you are placing that means you are not interviewing a single applicant, you are interviewing 10 or that means 5 to 10 people at a same time. That type of interviews are called group interviews. And panel interviews means a single panel professional people will take the interview for the applicants, that is the panel interview. So these are some type of formats for interviewing. And next topic is induction. Once recruitment is over and selection is over, now induction. Induction means it is nothing but introducing the new employee to the organization, to the department, to the working people in that particular organization. This process is called induction. Okay, so the definition says that induction is the process through which a new employee is introduced to the organization. It's the process of welcoming the individual into the organization. So how you are welcoming that particular person in the organization, that is nothing but an induction. Okay, so a good induction program should cover the following. So when you are introducing that particular person in that particular organization, which type of information you have to provide to that particular person, that will tell whether that particular induction process is in a good manner or not. Okay, so a good induction program should cover all these following points. So first one, a company, its history and products and process of production and major operations involved in his job. So company history, you have to explain the company history, what are the products and what is the procedures in that particular organization, and what are the jobs or operations that particular person has to accomplish in that particular organization. Okay, so first you have to introduce all these things to the new employee. And second one, the significance of the job with all necessary information about it, including job training and job hazards. Okay, so that means you have to give a proper detail about the job of that particular person, what you are expecting from that particular person in that particular job. Okay, so that particular, suppose if you want to give any training program to that particular job, or if you want to give some skills to that particular new employee, so you have to tell this particular job has this type of training programs. Okay, suppose job hazards means suppose in that particular job, if any side effects happens while doing that particular job in the period of working, you have to inform that particular hazardous or dangerous situations also, so that uh, he can predict the future dangers while working in that particular environment. Okay, so that's why you have to give a complete detail about that particular job. And next one, structure of the organization and the functions of various departments. So your organization structure, and the functions of various departments. Why we have to discuss all these things means to whom he has to report. Okay, who is the superior, immediate superior to that particular person, who are the next level employees of that particular person. Everything he has to know, how the information is passing in that particular organization. So if he want to know all these things, he has to know the structure of the organization and the various departments, how that particular departments is functioning in that particular organization. So for all these things, you have to inform to that particular person organization structure and functions of the department. And next one, employees own department and job. Okay, so his own department, that means whether that particular person is placed in marketing, sales, or human resource, or production, or R&D department. So whatever department he was placed, he has to be have a good knowledge about that particular department. Okay, what is his job in that particular department, what they're expecting, that means the department expecting from that particular job. Not only organization, the department itself expecting, what is expecting from that particular job. Okay, you have to elaborately explain all these things to the new employee. And what are the HR policies and source of information? So because HR policy is implemented throughout the organization, not only one department, in every department these HR policies are common, right? So that's why you have to introduce the HR policies and the source of information to the new employees also. So discipline. So, what is the uniform? When they have to arrive, when they have to leave the organization, or when they have to leave the campus. Okay, so how they have to behave in that particular organization. They have to know all these things. Through the HR policies only, they will know all these things. That's why you have to introduce the HR policies and source of information. And company policies, practices, objectives, and regulations. Why? Because what he is doing, he know. Okay, what are the responsibilities, he know. Why he is doing, he don't know. So why he is doing means the job, the organization objective, why he is doing that particular job in the organization, to achieve the organization goals. That's why he has to know the responsibilities of that particular job, as well as he has to know the organization goals, so that he can direct his work towards the organization goals. So that's why company policies, practices, objectives, and regulations, so these all has to be thoroughly informed to that particular new employee. And terms and conditions of the services, amenities, and welfare facilities. So what are the welfare facilities provided by the organization? What are the amenities you are giving? What are the services you are providing? You are providing canteen services, you are providing coupons. Okay, you are providing leaves, you are providing sick leaves. Okay, how many sick leaves you are providing? So everything. Okay, what are the welfare facilities you are providing? What are the washroom facilities you are providing in your organization? So everything you have to mention terms and condition through the, with the terms and conditions. And next one, rules and regulations of the government over governing hours of the work and overtime, safety and accident prevention, holidays, vacations, method of reporting, okay, tardiness, and absenteeism. Okay, so you have to say whether suppose that particular person is the continuously absent in that particular organization, what are the disciplinary actions you will take. Okay, so what is the minimum absenteeism rate you are considering? Okay, so what are the holidays? What are the vacancies you are, sorry, vacations you are providing? What are the safety norms you are providing in the organization? Okay, whether first aid boxes are exhibited in the organization or not. In which place this particular first aid boxes are exhibited? Okay, so every detail you have to explain. And next one, grievance procedures and discipline handles. Okay, so suppose if any conflicts arises among the employees, okay, or with the new employee with the other employee in the organization, how he can resolve that particular grievance, or how he can resolve that particular conflict. What is the procedure practiced in that particular organization? You have to explain the grievance handling procedure. And last one is social benefits, recreation services. So what are the social benefits? What is the PF? Okay, what is the gratuity you are providing? So what are the recreation services you are providing? Is there any club? Okay, so sports clubs, okay, fitness centers, any recreation services you are providing to the employees of your organization. So you have to give that details also. And what are the promotions and transfers, suggestion of schemes and job satisfaction? So everything you have to explain in the induction process. Okay, so that is all about induction. And the next topic is mobility. So mobility is nothing but movement. Okay, moving this particular employee from one place to another place, or from one role to another role in the organization, that is called mobility. So this particular mobility can be done through some techniques. What are the particular techniques? Promotions, transfers, demotions. Okay, so these are some of the techniques for mobility in the organization. Okay, so the definition, you just see the definition. Mobility in an organizational context includes mainly promotions and transfers. Sometimes demotions also comes under the mobility. So mobility is nothing but movement from one role to another role. Okay, so what is the purpose of mobility in the organization? So mobility serves the following purposes. So first one, to improve the organizational effectiveness. Because if the particular employee sticks on a particular role for a long period, maybe they will demotivated. Okay, so that's why you have to change the role to that particular person, because challenges sometimes give the enthusiasm. Okay, they will motivate the person to give his contribution fully in that particular job. So that's why, for organization effectiveness, for improving the organization effectiveness, sometimes moving from one role to another role is also necessary. Okay, and next, to maximize the employees efficiency, as I already told you. So sometimes employees will demotivated when they are doing that particular work for a long period, so they need some change. Okay, so this change will give through the mobility by giving some additional works, or changing that particular person from one place to another place, or from one role to another role, transfers, promotions. Okay, so maximum employees efficiency, maximizing. And next one, to cope with the changes in operations. Okay, so in operations, suppose if new technology is adopted, automatically you have to change the operations in your organization, in your business. Okay, so changing operations need some acceptance by the employees, right? So to cope up with that particular situations, you can transfer that particular persons, you can give promotions to that particular person. Sometimes promotions will act as a motivation to that particular person, so that they will not resist for the change, they will accept that particular change. Okay, so to cope with the changes in the operations. And next one, to ensure discipline. Okay, so to ensure discipline means sometimes demotions. Okay, so as a demotion is given as a punishment. Suppose that particular person is doing that means they are always not considering about the rules and regulations, they are not considering the practices which are implemented in the organization. So you can take that as a indiscipline, and you can give some punishments like demotion. Okay, so to ensure the discipline in the organization. So these are the purposes for mobility. And in mobility, as we already discussed, promotion is one of the element. So that's why we are discussing about the promotion. So what is the promotion? So promotion refers to upward moment in present job, leading to great responsibility, higher status, and better salary. Okay, so that means promotion means you are ranking up. Okay, in that particular organization your rank is improving, you are upgrading, you are upgrading from one level to another level. That is called promotion. Okay, and what is the purpose and advantage of promotion in the organization? Recognizing employees performance and commitment and motivating him towards better performance. So you are recognizing, that means you are giving promotion to that particular employee. That means you are recognizing the performance of that particular person and commitment of that particular person, that will motivate that particular person to do better in that particular job. And next one, develop competitive spirit among employees for acquiring knowledge and skills for higher level jobs. Okay, so here sometimes you need competitive spirit among the employees so that they can acquire new knowledge and skills for higher levels. Okay, suppose that particular person is working in your organization for a long period and he is expecting a promotion, and you can give as promotion to that particular person, so that that particular person is willing to acquire new knowledge himself. He himself acquire the new knowledge and he will be ready to accept that particular job level, job responsibilities. He will act that means promotion will act as a competitive spirit in that particular person. Okay, and third one is retain skilled and talented employees. So that means for retaining the talented employees in your organization for a long period is also one of the strategy for your success. Okay, that's why talented people, retaining talented people is very very crucial role. Okay, and it is very complicated also. If you are not timely recognizing their performance, if you are not timely giving promotions to that particular person, automatically they will dissatisfy. Sorry, and they will move from your organization to another organization. So retaining the skilled persons and talented persons, you have to frame the promotions, you have to framework work out on that particular promotions according to the skills and according to the talent of that particular person. And next one, reduces discontent and unrest. Okay, so suppose if you are not giving promotions for a long period in your organization, automatically that will be one of the cause for unrest in your organization, because people are doing work and they, for doing that particular work they need some recognition, they need some monetary benefits, right? So this promotion will give them higher responsibility as well as better package, and they are looking forward for that particular thing. Okay, so that's why for reducing unrest in your organization, you can go for promotions. And next one, utilize more effectively the knowledge and skills of the employees. As I already told you, motivation will act as a driving force for, sorry, promotion act as a driving force, motivational driving force for the employees. They will give their best in that particular new job. Okay, so that's why utilizing effective knowledge and skills of the employee, promotion is also one of the way. And attract suitable and competent employees. Okay, so you can retain the talented employees, but you have to attract the new talented employees into your organization. As in recruitment process we already discussed. Okay, so the factors affecting the recruitment process, one of the factor is attracting the suitable persons is your promotional. Okay, your promotional strategies. If you don't have a promotional strategy for your organization, automatically you will lose the competent person to apply for for your organization. To attract the suitable and competent employees also, promotion is one of the technique. Okay, so these all are the promotions. And next one, demotion. Okay, so this is exactly opposite to the promotion. That means you are lowering the rank of that particular employee. This can be a punishment, or this can be a disciplinary action. Okay, so you just look out the definition. Demotion refers to the lowering down of the status, salary, and responsibility of the employee. So you are lowering the salary, status, and responsibility of the employee. Okay, so what are the causes of demotion? So as we discussed demotion, so what are the causes why this particular organization is taking the action of demotion on a particular employee? So demotion causes, one is adverse business conditions. So adverse business conditions means employees may be demoted because of recession faced by the company. Maybe the company is in not in a good financial position. Maybe they are in the bad financial position, and they have to lay off the some of the employees. Better lay off the employees, you can demote the employees, right? So because talent, retaining talented people in your organization is also very important. You can't lay off the each and everyone, right? So you can demote some of the employees, you can decrease the salary, so that you can decrease the cost of your spending in on that particular organization. So in that way you can improve the financial conditions of your organization for a temporary period. Okay, so adverse business conditions is also one of the cause for demotions, and it is not the fault of the employee. It is the situation, bad situation of the company. And next one, incompetency of the employee, and this is the main cause which is responsible by the employee, because employee is not competent. Okay, directly the employee is not competent, that's why you are demoting. Okay, so this is directly responsible by the employee, and it happens when an employee finds it difficult to meet the required standards for for any role, for accomplishing that particular task. You need some standards. Okay, that particular person must be professional. Okay, so that particular required standards, if the one person lacking that particular standards, automatically the that means productivity decreases. That's why for improving productivity you can demote that particular person. And next one, technological changes. When employees is unable to adjust with any technological changes made by the company. Suppose if the company is that means adopting new technology in their operational area, so some of the employees are resisting to do that particular job in that particular environment. Automatically, you can demote that particular persons, and you can promote the other persons or recruit the other persons who are willing to work on that particular environment, so that you can maintain the productivity and you can maintain the organizational performance. Okay, so that's why technological changes is also one of the reason for demoting. And next one, disciplinary measures. As I already told you, some of the people who are not maintaining who are not considering the practices, all policies of the organization, then you can take the disciplinary action on that particular person. So this is also one of the cause for demotion. And next one in mobility is transfer. So transfer means you are transferring, that means you are shifting that particular individual from one position to another position in that particular, that means without changing any level, that means job level. You are not changing the job level of that particular person. He is in the same job level. Maybe he is in the managerial level, he is in the managerial level, he is in the clerical level, he is in the clerical level. That means you are not changing the job level of that particular person, but you are changing the position of that particular person from one place to another place. That is called transfers. The definition is A lateral shift causing movement of individual from one position to another position, usually without involving marked changes in duties, responsibilities, skill needed, or compensation. So you are not changing the compensation, you are not changing the duties and responsibilities of that particular person, you are just changing the place, position of that particular person from one place to another place. That is called transfer. And what are the purposes of transfer? So the first reason for the transfer is to increase the effectiveness of the organization. As we already discussed, okay, so if anyone long period, for a long period, they are working in a same atmosphere, same environment, and on the same desk, that will demotivate that particular person. Okay, you have to make some changes on that particular person's environment. Not only that means not the responsibility, I'm not saying responsibility. If you change the responsibilities, automatically it will go to the promotion or demotion. Okay, you are not changing the responsibility, you are changing the place, you are changing the environment for the betterment of that particular person. Okay, motivating that particular person so that they can give more productivity, and that will affect the effectiveness of the organization. And next one, to increase the versatility and competitive of key positions. So for key positions means top level positions or CEOs or board directors, okay, or sometimes in department also there are some key positions, right? So these particular key positions, so you have to increase the competitiveness. Suppose a particular person who is working on that particular key position, okay, you can say that particular person's qualification, that particular person's skills are the required skills for that particular key positions, but it is not the same situation. Okay, the key position skills and uh, that means uh, qualification or responsibilities are different, but this particular person is working on that particular key position for a long period. That's why people think this particular person's capabilities and skills are required for that particular key position. So for erasing that type of attitude on the employees, you have to make the changes so that the competitive people enter into that particular key positions. Automatically this type of attitude will be erased in the people or erased in the employees who are working in that particular organization. So to increase the versatility and competency of the key positions, and to deal with the fluctuations in the work requirements. So sometimes work requirements, so you need some new responsibilities or you have to change something in that particular position. So you have to change the person in that particular position also. Okay, so that's why for dealing the fluctuations in the work also, you have to change the persons. Okay, so transfer is needed. And to correct the incompatibility in employees relations. Okay, suppose if that particular persons who are working in the same atmosphere, they have a conflict. Okay, and you want to correct that particular incompatibilities. Okay, so you can transfer one of the person from that particular area, you can shift that particular person to the other department or other place. Okay, other position. And next one, to correct uh, erroneous placements. So erroneous placements means, suppose you placed a particular person thinking that this particular person is the right person for that particular job. Once that particular person is performing on that particular job, you think that this is the mistake, placing that particular person on that particular job. So error. So to correct that particular error, you have to transfer that particular person from that particular place. Okay, and next one, to relieve monotony. So monotony. So as I already told you, suppose if any single person is working on the same environment, they will get monotony. Okay, to erase or to eliminate that type of attitude from the employees, you have to change that particular person's position in the organization, and to adjust the workforce. Sometimes for adjusting the workforce, suppose if there is a vacancy in the other department, and you can send that particular person to the other department, right? So adjustment in workforces. And next one, to punish the employees. And transfer is one of the disciplinary action also. Okay, as a demotion, transfer is also one of the disciplinary action. Suppose that particular person's mistake is not serious, then you can transfer that particular person from that place to another place. Suppose that particular thing is serious, some serious, then you can demote that particular person. Okay, so like that, for disciplinary action, punishing that particular employee also, you can transfer that particular person. So this is all about transfer. So this is the mobility. So we discussed in mobility about transfers, okay, and next demotion and promotion, right? So these three techniques are called a mobility in the organization. And next topic is separation. So what is separation? So separation means you are totally separating yourself from the organization. That is called separation. So by giving resignation to that particular organization, that is called the separation. Okay, or retirement, that means you are when you retire, automatically you are not working on that particular organization. That is also one of the separation technique. Okay, so this particular separation is also one of the topic in HRM. So first one in separation, first one is resignation. So resignation or quitting is a voluntary separate initiation by the employee. That means resignation is the voluntary initiation taken by the employee. It is not taken by the organization. Okay, if the organizations take that particular decision, then it is the retrenchment or layoff. But if that particular employee take this particular voluntary decision, then it is called resignation. Okay, and second one in separation is retirement. In retirement also we have some different types of retirements, three types of retirements. One is compulsory retirement, second one is premature retirement, and third one is voluntary retirement. So what is compulsory retirement? A compulsory retirement means, suppose if a particular person attain a specific age, automatically that person has to be retired from that particular job. That is called compulsory retirement. For India we have 60 years, right? So after 60 years, every employee has to be retired from that particular job. Okay, so that is compulsory retirement. And premature retirement. So premature retirement means, suppose if that particular employee has some physical disability or health issues or family problems or personal problems, for that particular reason, if that particular employee is taking the retirement before the compulsory retirement, before the specific age, then that type of retirement is called premature retirement. Here in premature retirement also, the employee is taking the decision. He is taking the decision because of bad health or physical disability or family problems. He is taking the decision to retire from that particular job. That is called premature retirement. But voluntary retirement means the organization take the decision. Okay, that means the organization wants to cut down its operations or to close. Okay, it may give an option to the employee. Here also the employee will take the decision, but you are forcing that particular person. You are asking, that means you are giving a choice to that particular person, that he has to take the voluntary retirement, because in this particular situation he has no other choice to take that particular voluntary retirement. Again, then there is no choice, right? So that's why it is a forced one. Okay, when an organization want to cut down its operations or to close forever, it may give an option to the employee with a certain minimum service for a voluntary retirement in terms of a lump sum amount. So for voluntary retirement also you have to have a minimum service. That means maybe that organization, if that particular organization requires 10 years of service in that particular organization, then only you have to take the voluntary retirement. Then you have to possess 10 years of working experience in that particular organization to choose the voluntary retirement. Suppose if you have a 6 years experience, then you are not suitable for that particular voluntary retirement. So that's why minimum certain service is also fixed by that particular organization for voluntary retirement, and they will give some lump sum payment to that particular persons for the voluntary retirements. Okay, and next one, third one is dismissal. As we discussed retirement, the next one is dismissal. So dismissal means it is a punishment. Okay, dismissal is the termination of services of an employee by way of punishment for misconduct or unsatisfactory performance. So the organization itself will take the decision. The employee has no choice. The organization take the decision of dismissal of that particular employee. Okay, because of disciplinary actions. Okay, because of misconduct or unsatisfactory performance of that particular employee, they will take the disciplinary action as a dismissal. And next one is suspension. Okay, suspension is also one of the disciplinary action. Okay, because suspension will be given for a serious punishments. That means the range of that particular mistake is very high, and seriousness of that particular mistake is very high, then you will give this type of punishment to that particular employee. So suspension means you are that means suspension, when you are giving suspension to the employee without enquiry, you can't suspend that particular person. That is the statutory procedure. Okay, so after conducting the enquiry, and if you are satisfied with the report that this particular person has committed the mistake, then you have to suspend that particular person from the organization. Okay, so suspension is the serious punishment, and it is generally awarded only after the proper inquiry has been conducted. And next separation technique is retrenchment. So retrenchment means permanent termination of the service of an employee for economic reasons in the going concern. Suppose if that particular organization is facing a recession, they don't have a financial capability, financial position, then they will retrench the people permanently. They will terminate the people. Okay, so that type of technique is called retrenchment. And layoff means you are that means you are terminating that particular person or removing that particular person from the organization, but temporary basis. In retrenchment, you are permanently terminating or you are permanently removing that particular person from the organization. But in layoff, you are temporarily removing that particular person, and when needed in the future, that means in the future, if the organization needs the services of that particular employee, again you will take back that particular person, and you will offer the position to that particular person in the organization. So that type of technique is called layoff. Okay, so the layoff implies temporary removal of an employee from the payrolls of the organization due to the circumstance beyond the control of the employer. Okay, so these are the separation techniques. And next topic in the HR is performance appraisal. Okay, so in performance appraisal, what is performance appraisal? So for any organization, the employee is accomplishing his responsibilities, but whether that particular responsibilities accomplished in a that means accomplished according to the standards or not, because you are doing your responsibility, but that particular uh, task must be matches with the standards. Okay, so for evaluating that particular situation is called performance appraisal. Okay, so company sets some standards for any task. Okay, whether this particular employee's performance reached that particular standards or not, evaluating all this procedure is called performance appraisal. Okay, so performance appraisal is the process by which organization collect the information about how well employees are doing their jobs. Okay, so how you will know whether that particular person is doing their job well or not? By comparing that particular performance with the standards. Okay, if you know the standards, then only you can say that particular performance is well. Otherwise, you how you will determine that particular performance is well, right? So to know that particular thing, you have to set the standards. Okay, so objectives of the performance appraisal. Why we have to do the performance appraisal in our organization? To review the past performance. So first one, past performance. Okay, so that particular person, how that particular person performance is efficient in that particular role. Okay, whether that particular person is efficient or not, how you will measure the efficiency of that particular person? So reviewing the past performance of that particular person in the organization. So reviewing past performance indicates the efficiency of the individuals. Okay, and next one, to assess the training needs. Suppose if that particular person is not effective, that means the past performance is not up to the mark, that means there is some lack of skills. Immediately you will send that particular person to the training, right? So to identify the training needs. Okay, here this particular person needs some training. How you are identifying that particular need? Through the performance appraisal. To assess the training needs is also one of the reason for performance appraisal. And next one, to help develop individuals. Okay, so because without comparing your performance with the standards, you don't know where you are lacking. Okay, once you know in which area you are lacking, you can overcome that particular thing, you can develop yourself, right? So to help developing the individual, self development is also one of the concern for performance appraisal. Okay, to help the development of individuals. And next, to audit the skills within the organization. Okay, so which type of skills are in the organization? As we already discussed in human resource planning, you have to know the skills in that particular organization and what are the skills needed for the future. So what are the skills in your organization? How you will determine that particular thing? Through the performance appraisal. Okay, so to audit the skills within the organization, you have to do the performance appraisal. Okay, and next one, to set the targets for future performance. Okay, so you have to set the next targets. How you will set the next targets? By measuring the performance of that particular person only. You can predict the skills of that particular person, you can predict the working performance of that particular person, then only you can set the task to that particular person. Suppose if that particular performance of the individual is up to the mark and you are satisfied, you can give more responsibility, higher responsibility to that particular person. Okay, you can give more tasks to that particular person, you can assign a high task to that particular person. But if that particular person performance is less, then automatically you can't assign a higher task to that particular person. Okay, so that's why to set the targets for the future performance also, you have to measure the present performance of the individuals. And next, to identify the potential for the promotion. So who are that means to whom you have to offer the promotion. So for promotion basis also the performance. So without assessing the performance, you can't give the promotion to that particular individual, right? So for knowing the performance, you have to do the performance appraisal. Okay, so these are some of the objectives of performance appraisal, and this is the end of the today's section. And thanks for your patience listening. And in next class, we will discuss about the methods of the performance appraisal. Thanks for your patience listening. And this is the end of today's section. Thank you.
Yeah, we will again tomorrow. You attend the same session.